left off on Pasuk Gimel. Pasuk Gimel Acharei Mos. Bezos yovo Aaron LaKodesh. With this, Aaron comes El HaKodesh. The Parbid, Bokor, Lechatos, Va'ilo Olo. The Par Ben Bokor is for the Chatos, Da'ilo Olo. So Rashi says, Bezos Yovo, Gematria Shlo Arba Meos Veser, Remez Levais Rishon. The Gematria of Bezos is 410, which is the extent of the years that the Bais Rishon stood. First, what does one thing have to do with another? First, Aaron only lived during time of the Mishkan, did not live in time of the Beis HaMikdash, correct? Secondly, Aaron, even if he did, what's the bezosio of Aaron al Kodesh? With this, Aaron will come al Kodesh. So let's see, he officiated for 5 years, 10 years. What does that have to do with the 410 years? What's the bezos? No, bezos, with this, the word, with this he will come El HaKodesh. And he says, this is alluding to the extent of the Beis HaMikdash, the first Beis HaMikdash, it stood 410 years. So I think what it is that the same Kedusha, the Gemara differentiates between the Kedusha's Bayis Rishon and Bayis Sheni, was a different dimension. First Bayis had Shechina, second Bayis did not have Shechina. First Bayis, there were other things which were in place, second Bayis, things were missing, were not there. 5 things missing by Yesheni. So Bezos Yovel meaning when he came to officiate in terms of the dimension of Kedusha within the parameters of their avoda, those parameters are 410 years. So therefore, it's alluding that even though this is the Mishkan, you say the Mishkan was the ultimate level, right? Because Moshe Rabbeinu oversaw the building of the Mishkan, as we mentioned, name it a Medrash. Mishkan is what? Is Zov. It's because it's the equivalent of gold, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Kesef is Bayis Sheni, Bayis Rishon. Nevertheless, Bezos, in terms of the Kedusha, it's the same dimension of Kedusha, even though it doesn't have the Chavivus, doesn't have the specialness, the endearment to HaKadosh Baruch Hu as the Mishkan itself.
But the schus, so to speak, it comes from here.
No, I'm not saying schus of Aaron. It's actually Bezos, the Kedusha. The same Kedusha Aaron is entering in the Mishkan, the Kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash was no less. Even though the Chavivus of the Mishkan, the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, was greater than the Chavivus of the Beis HaMikdash. No, it has nothing to do with the curtain. No, Bezos. First do. No, it says he should not come the Beis LaParochas, on the inside of the curtain. No, it's nothing. That's a different topic. When it comes to officiating in Kippur, Bezos Yovo Aaron. No, not only the Heichel. He has to go into the Azorah too, into the sanctuary. He slaughters it in the sanctuary. He doesn't slaughter in the Heichel. He brings the dam into the Heichel. Yeah, and the Ayalo is what's his name? Is outside. Bezos Yovo Aaron, Vabzulo B'choleis, and even that not continuously. Kim B'Yom Kippurim, Moshe Mefurish. So Parsh B'Chodesh Hashvi B'Esel Chodesh. It's only during this particular time. The word bezos means with this. With this he will come. He will come, but the bezos is, what Rashi, what the Gematria, or the second one. And even when he comes, it's not continuously. No, from here you don't see it. No, here you don't see it, because he says that you see at the end of the parsha. Right? Parsha. It's only on that particular day. Okay? So is bat kodesh ilbosh, a shirt made of linen, which is kodesh, he shall wear. Umichnas evad yir al besoro, also linen pants. Uba'avni bat yakor, the belt is also made of linen. Mitzvahs bat yitznov, which means we're speaking about the 4 vestments. Bigdei kodeshem, v'rochatz b'mayim b'sor levesham. He has to first be tovel in the mikvah, and then he puts them on. Ksonas bad, magid she'enim shamish lifnim, b'shmona begodim, shum mishamish b'machutz. The Torah is informing us that when he officiates on the inside, right, he officiates with 4 rather than 8 as what he officiates on the outside. Sheish b'mzov, v'shein kateged nasas an heger. Because a prosecutor cannot be an advocate. Ela barbok k'ing hedjot v'kulin shel butz. 4 like the Kohen hedjot, and they're all made of linen. They're sanctified, because we'll see, he pays with these out of his own money. But it's interesting. It would have been enough for Rashi to say, Elo barbo v'kul shabutz. What does it mean, Elo barbo k'kohen hedjot? 4 like the Kohen hedjot, right? He's not saying the 4 which are identical with Kohen hedjot, 4 like the Kohen hedjot. Seems to be there's like an ordinariness, even though he's the Kohen Gadol. When he enters Lefnai Lefnim, he wears the bigdei lovon like the Kohen hedjot. So he's minimized. He's not, but like. That's what Rashi. Let's see, Ches and yeah, doesn't. Kodesh Yilbosh Shiyu Mishel Kodesh. They have to be consecrated. Yeah. He says the money that he purchased was from the shkolim. The par was out of his own proceeds. Just that the par is from his own proceeds. Maybe the God Moshvi. That's something personalized. Therefore, he pays for that. Therefore, the proceeds to purchase the big day kuna that he officiated were what? Were from the communal proceeds. Yitzhak Tarwit Yoches Barosho, Nich Barosho Gomo Betonach Bigdo. Bach to say, Rochas B'mayim Osayom Kon Tfilo B'chochlifos. Whenever he exchanges his clothes from the gold to the white, B'chomish Pom Hoyamach, 5 times he would change from the gold to the white. Me'avodes Pinim La'avodes Chutz. U'michutz Lefnim, U'mishane B'big Day Zob, the Big Day Lovon, Big Day Lovon, the Big Day Zob, B'chol Chalifo, and each time he would change his clothing, Ton Tfilo, U'shnei Kedusha Yodayim Raglayim, and he also would have to ritualize his hands and feet from the kior. Maybe from the first you would say, as he said, it's from his own proceeds. Of course it's consecrated, but maybe it's from his own proceeds. So the second Big Day Kodesh means it's the Big Day Kodesh is everything is Kodesh comes from the Shkolim. See over here, the Sephara says, what's Big Day Kodesh Shem? When the Navi, he sees in his vision the Malach who brings him the prophecy, that's what the Kohen Gadol, when he wears these 4 vestments, that's what he looks like. They are the Big Day Kodesh. They are. First, it's Ksonas Bat Kodesh, Yilbosh. right? It has to be consecrated. And they are the Big Day Kodesh. Which Big Day Kodesh? The Big Day Kodesh is that the Navi, when he has his vision, he sees them. Came Acharei Mos b'levushay abadim. Because when he sees the Malach, he's wearing these white vestments. I mean, the way the Sephorah is explaining it. Okay. Umeisa das b'Yisrael yikach shnei sirim izim lechatos. From Adas B'nai Yisrael, you take 2 goats for the chatos. Vayelechad la'olo. V'ikavara is parachatos shelo. He brings close his own personal chatos. V'chipe b'adav adbeso, he atones for himself and his family. As parachatos shelo, hu omor l'mala v'nimdo cham shemishlo bo. It's asher lo. The lo says it was purchased from his own proceeds. Lo mishel tzibur. V'chi b'adav adbeso, misvadu olo v'avonos v'avonos beso. He makes a confession. V'lokach shnei asirim. Then he takes the 2 goats. V'hemerosam l'fnei Hashem, Peschol Moi. V'nos na'aral shnei asirim, Gorolos. He puts on both of them Gorolos, lots. Gorol echad l'Hashem, Gorol echad l'Azozel. Rashi. Nos na'aral shnei hasim Gorolos. Mamid echad limin v'echad l'smo. Once to the right, once to the left. V'nosei shtei yoda b'kalfi. Puts both hands in the box. V'noto Gorol b'yamin. He takes one of the Gorol of the lots in his right hand, Chaveru b'smol, and the other in his left. V'nosei aleim. He doesn't know which is what, whether the right is Lashem or the left is Lashem. Shkozbo Lashem hu Lashem. Whichever one comes up as Lashem, that one is designated. V'shkozbo Lazozel, and the other one that it says on it, it's written on it, Lazozel, Mishtalech Lazozel, send out down this jagged mountain. Azozel, what's Azozel? The word Az. What does Az mean? Az means fierce.
Fierce?
Right. Azozel, hu har Az v'koshe. It's a mountain which is what? Which is fierce and hard. Tzokavoa, a great cliff. Shenema eretz gezero, chatucha. Gezero means it's cut up, it's cut stone, it's jagged. So therefore the Mishnah says it doesn't even reach half the mountain. When he throws it down the mountain, by the time it reaches midpoint, it's already dismembered from just rolling down the mountain. But that's the kapora.
This is the only time we take an animal and slaughter it.
It's no slaughtering. It's not slaughtered.
Not kill it this way.
That's the kapora.
So the animal is.
The Gemara says that the pushing off. The Gemara says the pushing off is the equivalent of the shechita. The question is, let's see, it's remains. Is it matame? Is it nevela? Normally, if you don't slaughter an animal, you kill it. It's nevela. It's matame. It contaminates. Does it contaminate? Doesn't contaminate. Because that was the avoda. The avoda is this is the way it has to be. What has to be killed. So if it's that is the avoda. What about is it still kodesh? It's not kodesh either. This is what we call nasa mitzvos, that once it's been utilized for its purpose, now it returns to the ordinary status. Right?
But the Kohen who brings it becomes tamei.
Kohen doesn't bring it.
I mean, the person who brings it.
That's for a different reason. Yeah. So, but every korban is that. How do you know any korban, any animal is kosher? First of all, it's torn apart. You can't examine it anymore. What's examining? It's mutilated, literally. No, it speaks about korban pesach. It speaks about how do you bring a korban. Treif is that. I don't think so. Yeah. It says over here, Azozel keneged nosi oven fesh v'chato. It says the word Azozel 3 times. That it's mechaper whether it's It's no say ovon v'fesh v'chato. Whether it's deliberate, defiant, or inadvertent, it covers the full gamut. And why to that degree? B'schus shlosh avos. In the merit of the Gimel Avos. It says the three. The three alludes to both. The three categories of sin. No. It's mentioned 3 times. The 3 times.
So a person knows that if he sins during the year, he's good. It's good to go because you're going to throw the goat off the cliff, and so the kapara for his sin.
But the Gemara says in Yuma that a person says, Oshuv echto v'oshuv. I'm going to sin because I could do tshuva. Every year you see that. With that attitude, you're not forgiven. You're not forgiven. It's not a game, right?
But it just seems antithetical to what we do.
Yeah. Normally when you consecrate an animal, right? The moment you consecrate it, it becomes what it is, a chatas nola shlomim. Here, you take the 2 goats, you consecrate them to be for whatever. But what causes the actual specific designation? The goros. So really it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem is the one who chooses which one should be what. Right? You just take the lots. It's not random. Drawing lots is something, reality. Lashem is Lashem, Lazoz is Lazoz.
This goat did something that deserves dying?
No, didn't do anything. Yeah.
There's only 2 lots, right? So why does he have to put both hands into the box?
Because we don't want him to feel. If he puts one, he can start to feel, and he can have a sense of which one is what. Puts both in, takes them both out immediately.
Or is it the same piece of paper?
It's not paper. It was 2 it was 2 pieces of a certain type of wood. Eventually, it was replaced with gold. So you were able, and you were able to feel. So we want the moment he puts them in, takes it right out. See, you can't have a sense of what it is. See, Alan's not a card shark, okay? You would feel with their fingers, you know. Okay. Let's see the morale. No. It was a bit better sign if it came out on the right. They were in front of him. No, but right is a better simon. It's a better simon. Azaz means a jagged mountain. In the Midbar, they were in there. Israel. It was 2 different locations. It means a jagged mountain, a high mountain that's jagged. You go to Teaneck and Englewood, you find plenty of trailers. Go to Israel. Okay.